Hey, church family. If you've read your Old Testament, then you're probably familiar with the prophet Elijah. Maybe you know that he performed many miracles. But did you know that his protege, Elisha, did even more miracles than Elijah did? The recipient of one such miracle was a man by the name of Naaman. Naaman was the commander of the Syrian army, and he contracted a case of leprosy. At that time, leprosy was basically a death sentence. But a servant girl who worked for Naaman's wife, and who also happened to be an Israelite, said to Naaman, "You should go and meet this prophet of God named Elisha, because he can heal you." 2 Kings chapter 5 tells us that Naaman went with his horses and chariots and waited at the door of Elisha's house. Now, typically when someone important, like an army general, arrived at your home, you would go out and make a big production of greeting them and welcoming them and bowing down before them. However, Elisha didn't even come out to greet Naaman. Instead, we're told that Elisha sent a messenger out to him with this message. He told him, "Go and wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Then your skin will be restored and you'll be healed of your leprosy." How did Naaman react to being snubbed like this? Well, not very well. We're told that Naaman became angry and stalked away. "I thought he would certainly come out to meet me," he said. "I expected him to wave the hand over the leprosy, call on the name of the Lord his God, and heal me. Aren't the rivers of Damascus better than any of the rivers of Israel? Why should I wash in them and be healed?" So Naaman turned and went away in a rage. If you've ever been to the Jordan River, you can kind of understand why Naaman reacted the way he did. The Jordan River is basically a muddy stream. It can be disappointing, especially if you're from a place where there are much more impressive rivers, like Naaman was. From Naaman's perspective, the instruction that he received from Elisha made no sense. It wasn't logical, but it was theological. It made God sense. And it's also an illustration of the truth of 1 Corinthians 1:27, which says, "God shows things the world considers foolish in order to shame those who think they're wise. And he shows things that are powerless to shame those who are powerful." If you read on in the story, and I hope you will, you'll discover that it took a little convincing from his officers, but eventually Naaman did what Elisha had instructed him to do. So Naaman went down to the Jordan River and dipped himself 7 times as the man of God had instructed him. And his skin became as healthy as the skin of a young child, and he was healed. It worked. I wonder, is the Lord calling you to do something that doesn't make sense, humanly speaking? Why not step out in obedience to him today, trusting him anyway, and see that even when God's ways may not seem to make sense, they are still the best way. Amen.